because I'm going to be in LA in fucking 12 hours, and I don't give a fuck about these fucking that are dumb enough. 15 years they're doing this. They come back to lose their fucking hey!
Play action fakes it for Patriots. Yes, touchdown.
Welcome back to season 15, bitches. Geno's picks filmed on the heels of a Whiskey Wednesday. I can feel your look, Dombrowski. And in what can only be called the pregame for an LA vacation as I continue the summer of Geno. You can call it the summer of Babbit or Daddy. But before we get to that summer, let's wrap up the last of winter as Daddy pulled a 4-1 Super Bowl extravaganza out of his ass for the second straight season to finish the season at 45-1, saving a 500 or better season. I'm not making this up, guys. For the 13th time in 14 seasons. Is Daddy bragging? No, not at all. Because while my videos the past 3 years have kept us giggling like idiots, my 52, 50, and 50% against the spread the past 3 seasons have had Vegas odds makers and a little guy I call Steve Areno laughing all the way to the bank. Although, if you really want to bet the trends, here's what you do, and I'm not making this up. Take the next 20 weeks off. I mean, Steve does it all the time. Steve, you take 20 weeks off, just relax, enjoy the game with your girlfriend, sit there in Italy drinking your can of Jack and Cola, you piece of shit. Just enjoy that because all you need to bet on, and this is a fact, the last 3 Super Bowls, I picked 5 fucking picks. I've gone 13-2. So just, here's what you do. You don't gamble. You just, you read a book. That's what you do. Just set some money aside in an interest accruing account and sensibly enjoy the spirit of competition of NFL. Shut up, Steve. Shut up. Of NFL games, Kevin, without wetting your beak with a little wager here or there to make things a little more exciting. Yeah, and while you're at it, why not write that book you've been talking about or take up yoga, you faggot? Because you're not going to do that. Stop kidding yourself. Pour yourself a drink. Dip your toe into the river of iniquity that is the NFL and the gambling the league was invented for while West Coast Geno heads to fucking the Pacific Ocean to see his superchargers electrify a state with a failing power grid. Let's get to the fucking picks. The Dolphins are my first pick of the year. Dolphins are laying 3 and hook to the Patriots in Miami. If you're asking me who impressed me more at QB last season between these two, it's easily Mac Jones. As head coach Bill Belichick made it clear in the preseason, he was the starter when he cut Cam Newton. Unlike his counterpart in this game, Tua Tagovailoa, I can say that drunk, who spent the entire season watching now departed head coach Brian Flores, Garrett, trying to bring over Deshaun Watson, and in doing so, spent more time jerking off Tua over the course of the season than Watson spent getting jerked off over the season before. Stop it. Is Tua any good? I don't know. Jury's still out on that. But great news, the jury's not out any longer on Tyreek Hill, who they seem to think didn't beat the shit out of his baby's mama or child. I mean, sometimes arms just pop out of socket, even though your offspring seem to be that from a man who behaves like he's only 2 generations removed from ancestors that strengthens the arm socket by living in trees. Fucking Tyreek Hill is a piece of shit, but I'm going to put my money on him. Watch this. Aside from that, in a game that will focus on the better offense, the Patriots come into the game with no offensive coordinator. Named as of yet, none. And they'll be letting Joe Judge, Giants fans remember him, and Matt Patricia, who fucking coaches offense like a girl, their defensive coordinator call the plays. Expect most of the plays calls to end in a pair of losses. 1, a loss of yards on the play, and 2, Matt Patricia at a loss of words going, wow, that play always worked against my defense in Detroit because you suck at your job. Meanwhile, the plays from Miami will basically be called by Tyreek Hill, who will get them as often as he can in any way possible, saying, get me the ball, because he'll tell the Dolphins and Tua exactly what he told his aforementioned baby's mama and son. Bitch, better give me some space. Take the Dolphins. Lay the 3 and a hook. My next pick, the Bengals are getting 6 and a hook from the Steelers in Cincy. The defending AFC champs return with the same exciting roster that got them to the big game last season.
No, they're not. The Bengals are giving.
Hey guys, next pick, the Bengals are giving 6.5. Well, who would say getting? Why didn't you stop me, Steve?
Laying fudge. You're supposed to say laying fudge.
Didn't even touch your Packers. The Bengals are getting on my nerves. Bengals are giving nearly a touchdown to the Steelers in Cincy, laying 6.5. The defending AFC champs return with the same exciting roster that got them to the big game last season, and it seems to have gotten them better. And we all agree. Guys, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase have yet another season under their belts, a chemistry that goes all the way back to LSU when they were ditching chemistry classes together. That's just cute. Couple that with the fact that Joe Mixon seems to be hitting his prime 6 years removed from Oklahoma and 5.5 years from hitting the shit out of some bitch that talked back to him in a bar. Either way, it's the QB on the other side that steers my pick, and that would be Pittsburgh starting quarterback. You ready? Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, despite the fact that Kenny Pickett, fucking Pitt Panther, played his entire career there, and that included playing in Heinz Fields every home weekend over the course of not 3, not 4, but 5. You know, Kenny Pickett played 5 years. He was a redshirt with. You don't want him. You don't want him learning the game where he learned to have a short memory, where he learned to fucking learn. And then you say, hey, for this year, 1 year without missing a beat, you learn under some guy named Mike Tomlin. Fuck that. Let's go with Mitch Trubisky, who absolutely sucks a giant dick. Sit down, Big A. He does. He does. I'd say he sucks most at quarterback, but given he landed the starting job, he sucks even more in another position, kneeling, because he must have blown every coach in preseason. And I'm going to tell you one more thing he's going to blow this game on Sunday. Take the Bengals and lay the 6.5 they're giving. Panthers are laying 2 to the Broncos in Cleveland. Is it in Cleveland? Who cares? Baker Mayfield will show up with something to prove, but he can't prove anything because he doesn't play well under a microscope. He doesn't play well under pressure. And it's what I've said forever. The fucking Panthers QB depth chart should be like the fucking volume control on Spinal Tap. This one goes to 4 because there's no number 1. Fucking Baker Mayfield is 2. Sam Darnold, who you'll know him, you'll see him around mid-third quarter, is 3, and I don't know who's 4. It might as well be me or fucking Big A, because one of us could fucking as easily lose the game as Baker Mayfield will. Fucking take the Browns. All right, which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday night. The Seahawks are getting 6.5 from the Broncos in Denver. Wow. Can the NFL put together an opening weekend? Yeah, they can. You got the prodigal son that is Russell Wilson returning to Seattle after leaving for more money. Is there more to it than that? I would say yes, but then this article came across my Score app. This is true. Did you see this article, Garrett, Steve, anyone, where Wilson was livid at Pete Carroll back in 2019? He was up 28-0 on I forget who. It's probably in the picture. And then he's like, why are we running the ball? I need to fucking beat Lamar Jackson for MVP. You lost your way. You lost your way. Wilson is here. Back, unlike the prodigal son who came home because he wanted to, Wilson has to. It's the schedule. It will make him more CASH money. Wilson's lost his way when it came to Seattle, despite the fact that he was most definitely the backup after the Seahawks set up fucking a huge contract from Matt Flynn. He set up a foundation at a children's hospital. Since then, he sold his soul to push the vaccine. Sorry, Garrett, I know you love it. And sign a huge deal that leaves a top-heavy contract with the Broncos, and they can't sign any more top-tier talent. Maybe he did it to impress his wife, Ciara, saying, look, babe, I just screwed 15 black dudes at the same time, too. That bitch is a whore. Geno Smith can keep this from being a blowout, and that guy, unlike me, deserved to be punched in the mouth. Take the Seahawks and the points they're getting. 6 and a hook. Those are Geno's picks. Let's clean up this mess and get out of here for the boss.